Hello guys, this is World Mix Gaming, and today we're gonna go over how do you guys recover from or prepare for a new KVK. Okay, so some of the things you want to work on or you're gonna have to worry about when you're preparing for a new KVK is how do you spend your AP, how do you gather enough resources, how do you have enough speed ups and stuff like that. That you're going to have to worry about, and like how you're going to be ready to have your commanders. Just so you guys know, I am recording this on my iPad, but I'm hoping that it'll record at a higher quality, but we'll see. I don't necessarily have the Wi-Fi for it. So first off, how do you guys think you should spend your AP? I would recommend, if you have the time, do AoE barb farming. So you would use Richard and YSG, an AoE barb farm with one march, and just go around the map and look for clusters of barbs like this, like 2 to 5 or clusters of 3 to 4, something like that. Especially in KVK. In KVK, you want to be doing that if you have time. But when you're outside of KVK, that is probably the most AP efficient way for you to get speed ups, is to just walk around the map with one march and AoE barb farm. Okay. Another thing that you can do, that if you're wanting to spend your AP and let's say help your alliance out too, so what you would want to do when you're doing another thing that you can do that this kingdom in 2060 does really well is run barb forts. Now you may say, well, we run barb forts. Well, the difference between what some of you guys would do and what other people do is you have just 2 marches in one barb fort rally. So they have a marker here that says max 2 people per rally. What this benefits you doing is it gives all your alliance members tons and tons and tons of chests that are full of resources and speed ups. Okay, I'm not saying it's a lot of speed ups and a lot of resources, but over time you see that I'm scrolling a long ways, and that's only been from like an hour, something like that, hour or 2 of just chests of speed ups and stuff, and it gives you AP. You know, like that's like what, 300 AP or something, 350. Couple thousand, resources and stuff, and it gives it to everybody. So you got to think that it's not just for one person. But over the day you can gather, maybe it's like 500,000 resources a day or something, just from this, of each resource. You just got, and it goes to everybody, 150 some members or however many you can have, 155. It goes to all of them, not just one person. That would be another way that you can spend your AP. That if you're not going to spend a massive amount of time doing AoE barb farming, you should be doing this all day. And at times we have up to like 5 to 10 of them going at the same time, and it's just 2 people on the same rally. If you can't do a level 5, do a level 4. The only difference between a level 5 and a level 4 is that the 4 is definitely easier. Like, it's like half the strength almost. And then speed ups and resource wise, and some of the rewards that you get from it is slightly less. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like 10% less. It's not that much different. So when you're trying to spend your AP, those would be the 2 main ways I would spend your AP. Make sure you're doing events and stuff where you can get extra rewards like AP and stuff like that. Make sure you're doing that every day. There's different rewards you can get from that. Things like that, little things like that add up over time. That would be the main ways that you can spend your AP to get resources and speed ups for KVK and to prepare for KVK. The next thing that you want to have done that you do outside of KVK while you're preparing for KVK is MGs and some of those speed up events. Some of the things your kingdom should do for you, what this kingdom does for us, or how we do it here in 216, is whenever we do MGs inside of KVK, they're open. Outside of KVK, they're done through DKP. So one like this is DKP, which is Dragon Kill Points, which basically what it is each KVK we take your stats of kills, deads, and give you points for those, and you can use those points for MGs in Discord. and then you can basically bid for your spot from 1st through 10th, I think is the main ones we do. Different ways of doing it, but what this does is, you see how it's only 24 million? That saves tons and tons of speed ups, because if you look at these, 462 million points. And I know there's kingdoms out there that have open MGs and it looks like this every single time. You know how many speed ups that is if you're not a whale? Like, some of these people would have to spend hours and years worth of speed ups to get stuff. Just having, MGs where they're fixed in some sort of way or something really, really helps people save speed ups. Another thing you want to watch out for if you're going to be saving and preparing for a new KVK is not going for these speed up events that are just mainly for speed ups, where they're like building, speed up, training, research, whatever it is, power, same thing. Because most of the time, even for your kingdom, you may want to make sure that you're not really worried about these, because most of the people that are going to go for these are either people that did not contribute to your KVK and have thousands and thousands of minutes of speed ups. Like, if you think about it, like 200 some thousand minutes is like all that I have left right now from my speed ups. Because I had like 4,000 hours and some extra speed ups, and I mean, I have more than that. I have like 400,000 or 500,000 minutes. But if you think about that, that's half my universals that I would just burn on one event for 20 heads. Like, when we have a fixed MG where I can get 180, because I won the last one, which this is not a fixed one, but because the last MG I won first place, 180 heads. We just reinstated some rules since our KVK is over and we won, where not everybody's going to be going absolutely ham. So it was only 65 million points for first, and stuff like that. And even if you get down best like 5th place, it's only like 10 to 20, so relatively less points than trying to save people's speed ups and resources for fighting, okay? So then once we have less fighting, we're going to do DKP again. That's another major thing, is just to have a way to save your kingdom and your people's, and the people in your kingdom speed ups when you're doing MGE. Because it's a major waste of speed ups to burn them all in MGE unless you're a whale. Major, major waste. Because you're never going to recover from just burning 300,000 minutes on an event like this, or 200,000 of this. You're never going to have enough speed ups to fight in KVK and get your points if your kingdom is doing a fixed MG, especially. You'll never have enough speed ups to go for that. So, and to contribute to your kingdom like you should be doing. Let me think here. Other things that you should be doing. Okay, so other things you can do, mostly those would be the main 3 things that I would recommend that you guys try to work on. It's just saving your speed ups here in from MGs and stuff by fixing them in some sort of shape or form. Spending your AP, whether you're doing AoE barb farming, stuff like that. The only other thing I would think about you should be doing is using a lot of farms, because this is one of my farms. But depending on who you are, you're going to need a lot of resources. You see that I have 2 billion of this and 2 billion of that. I can tell you, if you're going to be fighting really hard in a Season of Conquest kingdom, that is not enough, not even close. I would say in the first zone, for Pass 4, which yes, I do fight with 5 marches, yes, I do fight extremely hard, because I'd like to do a lot of good contribution to my kingdom, and I like to field fight. I would say in this area here, I spent close to 4 billion of everything, just in the first zone. So if you're going to be fighting heavily, you may need 5 or 6 billion of everything just to cover you for one KVK. Kind of depends on who you are. If you're an average person that uses like 1 or 2 marches, maybe you can get away with something like this where there's only 2 bill of everything. Depends on your preference and depends on your ability to gather resources very heavily. For me, I have about, I think it's like 3 or 4 farm accounts. I'm planning to make a couple more because I know that this KVK is very resource intensive, because I still have speed ups and resources left, but I knew that I was starting to run it low because this one was a very difficult KVK. So that would be another thing I would think about whenever you're trying to prepare for your next KVK is how many resources are you going to need. You're going to have to really think hard on it or experience a hard KVK to know truly what you think you're going to actually need for a very hard KVK. I realized that I need a lot more than I actually had when I started this KVK because I had over 4 billion of everything. I burned through that and had to tap on all my farms and other sources to fulfill my needs for resources. So if you guys found this video helpful and how you kind of prepare speed ups and resources and just in general what you should be doing when you're not field fighting, in KVK and doing stuff in KVK, how you should prepare for the next one. So drop a like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a nice day.